So, hey guys, it's me, 80s144. Guys, we are live to discuss about Real Madrid versus Manchester City. Of course, we have Villarreal versus Liverpool to discuss, but guys, this one is more important. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we need to talk about this right now. I need to rip some players apart. I need to rip Manchester City as a whole, as an entire institution.
Really?
Not the institution, more of the players and their weak mentality. Because this game was not about Madrid being better than Manchester City. It was about what team just having the mentality to win. And even though it looks impossible, they keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and what they did was an insane comeback. It led it. This is that's football heritage. That's a special thing between that's a big gap between Madrid and City. Doesn't matter the amount of money you give Pep Guardiola. Doesn't matter. You can't buy what these guys have. What they have is mentality. Oh, that's why they have. It's about to be 14 UCLs because I do not see Liverpool beating these guys because Liverpool. Well, it is what it is. I don't trust them after what I've seen from the Villarreal game. I want to start off with um, Real Madrid. Real Madrid with these old players in the midfield and everything that they outrun Manchester City. They were the better. Like for the full like let's how can I say this? There were moments where I felt like the one with more energy, the one that wanted the final more was Real Madrid. They were pressing. They were making the Manchester City pass the ball to the back. They were making it uncomfortable. Kevin De Bruyne, this guy has flopped. Like his mentality is awful. He's fake. I don't want to see him being compared to none of the midfield greats. He was such a ghost. I didn't even notice him. Real Madrid, Luka Modric, he was a ghost as well. Benzema had a poor performance. And Vinicius, I think he was one of the best players. Um, but as the first half finished, I was like, this this screams of a Real Madrid comeback. And I after the first half was done, I typed in the chat, bro, this game is over. Madrid are going through. I think my friend Chris was like, bro, you're like, like, what do you mean, bro? City are playing well. I was like, no, they're not. So as the second half starts, the game was so slow, but I felt like Madrid had the more energy. Morris, then Man City gets this goal, right? I looks it pretty much when he got the goal, I said, what a beautiful goal. And one of my friends that was here watching the match, he was a Madrid fan. He basically gave up. He gave up. He basically gave up and said, you know what? I'm out. I'm going home. I tell her, bro, don't leave, fool. Like the game is not over yet. Just watch your team, man, and finish the game. And he said the game was over. I tell him no, because I know these guys. I've been watching this freaking sport for so long. I know how Real Madrid act. When you're facing these guys, especially in the Champions League, you don't drop your level. You do not decrease your intensity. You don't do anything. You don't, bro. I can't believe they did that at the Bernabeu. They were like, you know what? We got the win. We got the goal. It's 2-0. Let's just drop off. Let's just move the ball slowly. Interception from Madrid. They get the cross, and Rodrigo gets the goal. And right there, when they get that goal, that's when a real big team, a team with mentality, when you concede, that's when you have to get back, like get like focus and get back into shape and try to neutralize the team as fast as possible, right? But unfortunately, Manchester City, what I saw in Manchester City was the same thing I saw against PSG. Benzema scored the first goal, and the entire squad just collapsed. Just the entire squad just completely forgot how to play football, and then boom, Rodrigo gets another goal. It's draw. It's a draw. After the game draw, I literally turned off the TV. I stopped watching the game. This game is over. Madrid is going to the final. Like, after they drew the game, I said Madrid is going to the final, no matter what. You know. I never. This is the last time I'm ever like even putting any bet on Manchester City ever again. This team is not Champions League material. They will never be Champions League material. Um, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy to see such a like. There's a lot of good players in Manchester City, but it's crazy to see that they have this weak mentality, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Um, Benzema's gonna win the Ballon d'Or at the end of the day. Um, I think Rodrigo should be. He should get more minutes. This guy Asensio, he should never play again. He should have. He should basically be benched forever. And to think Hazard is gonna get a Champions League. Hazard is gonna get a Champions League. Any bro, it's. I knew it was gonna happen. I just knew, bro. I
Yeah.
watch. I watch a game so long that it's so fucking predictable, man. I think the only team that can actually because when we face Real Madrid, when Barcelona face Real Madrid, there's this hatred that Barcelona has towards Madrid that they would never allow something stupid like this happening. And we would never drop our level against Madrid. Like that's common sense. You don't drop your level. If you're ahead, you wanna hurt. You wanna score more. You wanna beat them. You don't wanna make a full blown conclusion that the game is over. It's over until that whistle blows. That's how you beat these guys. But like some clubs are just not built for these type of moments. Some clubs are just a bunch of losers. Liverpool, I'm sorry guys. I like you guys. I like your fan base. But you're not beating Real Madrid in the final, and it's very unfortunate, bro. Like it's crazy, bro. You're not beating them. They're gonna win their 14th Champions League. It is what it is. That's my prediction.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man, and I don't know, man, what to say because yeah, Madrid, man, they they're just different, man. When it comes to Champions League, they're just different because I mean, like, I'll be honest with you. I know it's hard for us to talk about this, but they the path to the final was crazy. They had a hard path, man. Chelsea,
Mhm.
PSG, Manchester City. Like, honestly, I'm sorry, Liverpool's path is not comparable whatsoever.
Mhm.
So I know I'm supposed to criticize Real Madrid because obviously I'm a Barca fan, but I want to be objective here. Real Madrid for me in this game, I would say they played better than. I don't think Man City played that well in this game, in my opinion. I know they had better stats and all, but
They did not play well. They were horrible. The first half, I was so angry because it's a semi-final. You having this type of players in your squad. You guys are really talented in Manchester City. You don't play like this in a semi-final. You don't play. You don't move the ball in such a slow pace, being so lazy. Like out of all things, you're gonna waste a Champions. You know what teams are busting their ass to be a part of that type of competition. You guys have an easy ticket with all the money you guys spend. And the thing is, I look at I look at Villarreal and how these guys try to believe in their comeback and how they try to fight back against Liverpool, even though they were the inferior team. Like uh, Villarreal is the third best team in Europe this season in the Champions League. Man City is gonna be fourth place because they're a disgrace after what I've seen today. Pep Guardiola, I'm disappointed in your. Well, no, I'm not disappointed. I don't blame this on Pep, to be honest, because people are saying, why did he take off um, Kevin De Bruyne and Mahrez? Both of these guys had a horrendous performance. Mahrez, you got a goal, but your entire performance was garbage, awful. And Kevin De Bruyne, you ghosted. The only criticism I would bring is the defender. What's the name of that defender that he brought on?
um,
Um,
Zinchenko,
no, the next guy. Fernand. No, not
oh,
Fernandinho.
Fernandinho.
Fernandinho. Him bringing him on was a huge mistake. But that's the only tactical error he made. But other than that, him subbing off these losers and Maris and Kevin De Bruyne, I can understand it. Bernardo Silva, bro, I like this guy. This guy was one of the best performers for City. He performed the best out of everyone in the entire squad. He's the only one that tried to fight back and had mentality. Bernardo Silva, bro, if your contract ends, bro, just come to Barca, bro, please.
Wow.
Yeah, don't go to the wannabe Barca club. Don't stay in the wannabe Barca because these guys. they're trying to play like Barcelona, like peak Barcelona, but they will never reach that status. They will never be at that peak level of excellence that Barcelona did back in the day. No matter how many money you squeeze into it, Pep Guardiola, you can't reproduce what you did with the Barcelona team back in '09. You could never replicate it. And the thing is, you're not gonna you're not gonna replicate it with these type of players, man. Like it is what it is, man. Like I want to say congratulations to Real Madrid on reaching the Champions League final. Yeah, you guys beyond earned it. For me, my man of the match of this game, I think it's Casemiro, in my opinion. Like this guy had an excellent defensive performance. Like he recovered the ball, he excellent side tackles. Yeah, he was really good defensively. So congratulations to Real Madrid. It pissed me off because I'm a Barcelona fan. I want to see her downfall all the time. But it is what it is. Congratulations, bro. Yeah, made La Liga.
Yeah,
You
man.
show what La Liga is really made of. Like get these bums out of here, like Manchester City. La Liga for the win. La Liga is the best. Spanish football is overall the best competition on the planet. So it is what it is. Ah, man.
Yeah, you know what's interesting because I feel as though that in a weird way, I know we don't want this, but in a weird way, I think Real Madrid making the final actually makes La Liga respectable because I think people like non EPL and like just in general fans like we know how much they love the EPL and having three EPL finals in the last 4 years, oh man, that would have been so sad.
It's crazy. Like Real Madrid going to the final. Like it. Oh my god! I can't believe I'm saying this, but fuck, I can't hate on them. I can't really hate on them after what. Like I can't find a single thing to criticize
yeah. And
about
see,
them.
here's the thing: you hate them, but you respect them. It's not
Respect,
like
yes. Like I have to respect it no matter what. Like I don't like their fan base. I don't like their arrogance, but I still respect them. And that's the thing. Like it's oh my god, bro.
yeah, and that's what the crazy
the,
part is, right?
the only thing I can take, only thing I can say about like when I ever compare like Barcelona and Real Madrid, the only thing I can say is that we will never, this guy would never pull a shit like that at us.
Oh man, dude, I
Yeah,
was asking some.
especially
You
in
know what's
Champions
interesting?
League because bro, we're too fucking prideful when we face these guys, bro. Because
Yeah,
we know how excellent Real Madrid is. That each
yeah.
time we face them, no matter how shit we are, we're gonna
We
give them
always
problems.
fight, man. We always
We're
put up
gonna,
a
we're
fight.
gonna fight back no matter how shit we are compared to them. So that's a big difference, I think. But none of these clubs can fucking step it up with the likes of Real Madrid. They can't because they're a bunch of bitches, especially. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't want to curse.
Yeah, yeah. Don't say those kind of words.
They're a bunch of weaklings. That's what I gotta say. Especially City and Liverpool. You're next. Unfortunately, it hurts me. I like you guys, but you're next because what I saw against Villarreal was frightening. You let Villarreal remote them draw the game, and they could have easily won if Gerard Moreno didn't pull his hamstring in the first half. And it is what it is. They're not. Oh my gosh. So we're 80. You're telling me we're gonna have to watch Real Madrid do a 14 Champions League.
Oh my goodness. I don't.
All right. Oh my, all right, guys. For if any Real Madrid fans are listening, congratulations. That's pretty much it. I don't even want to speak about Liverpool and Villarreal. I feel like it doesn't pique my interest anymore. Screw these guys.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be crazy, man. So, yeah. I can't believe it, man. I cannot believe Real Madrid's in the Champions League final, man. And I'm hoping to God Liverpool do it. But knowing Liverpool, man, I'm not been impressed with them. I know they have the quad thing and all, but guys, Liverpool, I don't really feel they've been properly challenged. If I'm being completely honest with you, can you tell me like what team has really properly challenged Liverpool this season? Like,
Don't
like
know,
just
don't know.
Manchester City is probably the closest one, you know. But I mean, like in general, like I feel like Liverpool aren't really challenged. United didn't. Really, I know Chelsea did to some extent, but like Chelsea to me are not like I don't know, man. It's crazy, man. And I still can't believe Real Madrid's in the final, man. I can't believe
Oh,
it, man.
so what do you think? Benzema is definitely winning the Ballon d'Or. He deserves it. Best player in the
Yeah,
world. He carried them. Like I say, he carried them up to the quarters because this semifinal he actually flopped. No. He actually disappeared in this second leg. Other than the penalty, which is it is what it is. But he had a pretty bad performance. Hopefully, I don't want to see that version of Benzema in the final. I want to see the good one because I want a good match between Liverpool and Real Madrid. Um, has this is three times in a row that Real Madrid and Liverpool have met in a final. Three times.
Wow.
Madrid won one, Liverpool won one. I think, if I'm correct. Can Liverpool end this fairy tale story for Madrid? We'll see. I'm hoping that Liverpool wins though. But I still got Madrid as favorites. We all know these guys in finals. They have a pretty perfect record, so it is what it is, man.
Yeah, crazy man, and I still can't believe it. Yeah, I and like I said, guys, it's weird because in a weird way, I didn't want an all English final, but at the same time, obviously, I don't want Madrid in the final, so it was kind of like a lose lose situation for me either way. But obviously, we can't choose what happened, and obviously, we know what ultimately happened. So you know, and yeah, and like I said, man, Real Madrid, man. Let's look at the lineups real quick for both teams. Let's get real quick thoughts upon that. And like I said, guys, if you have any Madrid fans, I would like for you guys to come on. Obviously, you guys know I don't want to give the link like that openly. Obviously for obvious reasons. So if you want to come on, just let me know, and I'll be sending you a link. So as I said, let's go ahead and look in the lineup. So for me, Manchester City, I'd say they pretty much went with their strongest lineup. Like I feel like they went with the best lineup they possibly could have. Real Madrid, they pretty much did the same thing too. Although I would say though, I think they should have started Camavinga over Cruz, in my personal opinion. Other than that,
That's
I
true.
think
That's
everything else,
true.
everything else, I agree with pretty much.
Mhm.
You know, and maybe start Rodrigo instead of Valverde, but I think Rodrigo might be better as a super sub player, honestly.
That final, to be honest, I'm glad that it's a non-English final. To be honest, I feel like it's gonna be a very very interesting one.
Yeah,
Um, so you're telling me first place Real Madrid in La Liga beats first place Manchester City? Ah, no, it's looking bad for the Premier League fanboys, man. Not gonna lie. Let's see with the lineup. It's hard to see. I think
uh,
Vinicius, he wasn't like effective when it comes to like. I think his dribbling was superb today. Like the amount of times he just dribbled past the players, like he was just gliding past them. He was a joy to watch. Vinicius. Um, who else can I pick out? I think Militao. He had a bad game.
yeah, I didn't think most. How did he get a 7 on this app thing? What the heck?
Benzema. What did Benzema get? Was a
Benzema got
8.
8.8.
That's
Can
inaccurate. He's supposed to get at least a 6. He was horrendous today. Um, Benicio supposed to get an 8. Valverde, yeah, I think a 7 is good. Who else? Casemiro should have a 9 because I think
yeah,
people
Casemiro
are
was
under.
pretty good.
He was pretty good. But Modric, bro, like you flopped today, bro. You flopped today, Modric. Carvajal, yeah, I agree with that. Militao, how did Militao get a 7? This guy was horrendous. Courtois should have a 9. I completely forgot about him. That he made some big, when I told you, big saves today. Um, yeah, I agree with pretty much everything. Kroos, well, what's Kroos score?
Cruz got 6.7.
Yeah, that's accurate. He had a bad game. Mendy as well should get a 6.7. Vinicius should get an 8. Other than he didn't score well. He was effective. Mares, he had a disgusting game. Other than that goal, you had a pretty bad game. I did not like this guy. You're getting a 5. Kevin De Bruyne, being the leader of this squad, you did not show character. You were absent. I'm very disappointed in you. You get a 3 for not being a leader and leading the squad properly. Being the vocal point of the attack, being the creative outlet, you were non-existent. And this was the game where he was supposed to step up because the starting lineup went in your favor because Carlo Ancelotti decided to put in the midfield the same old midfield that can be dominated by anyone if you just put a little energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kevin De Bruyne, you're getting a 3. in my
Wow.
opinion. Ruben Diaz, you're getting a three as well. Yeah, you're all overrated. Kyle Walker, bro, I like you. I like him. He was one of the guys that showed more character. He like Vinicius was superb today, and he found ways how to neutralize him. And for me, he's getting an eight. Bernardo Silva, bro, you should get an eight, bro. You tried your best, bro, but it's impossible to dominate the midfield when you have players like Kevin De Bruyne and flopping. Foden, bro, I think you're too young. How old is Foden?
Yeah, Foden. Let me see. I think he's like uh, 21 actually. Wow.
Yeah,
I,
he's too
I was
young.
like
He's
maybe
too
like
young.
22, 23.
The expectation is a bit too much for Foden.
You
He's
know
too
what's
young.
crazy? I didn't. He played the full game.
Mhm.
I didn't expect that.
Mhm. He's too young. He can't like he needs to be so he needs to be taken off. Someone like Grealish. I actually think Grealish played well.
Yeah, Grealish. You know, actually, I was gonna watch along. I was like speaking, and I was like, "Do
Mhm.
you really want to bring Grealish on?" But actually, he was okay. He actually
Yeah,
helped the team. He even got a. He almost scored. Actually, I don't know if you
yeah,
saw that. I think it was a goal line
yeah,
clearance. I think, and
yeah.
it was pretty crazy, man. And he actually had a good game. And then Zinchenko actually was decent too. And obviously,
Mhm.
Ilkay Gundogan helped with the goal.
Yeah.
Actually,
And
let me ask you a quick question. Let's do a quick rundown of the game. So, what's your thoughts on the first half? Because that first half, there wasn't really much. Like the first half, I don't.
that first half, Real Madrid were the team with more intensity, with more belief, more fight. And Manchester City, I don't even know what they were doing
Yeah,
in
I
that
agree.
first half. That first half I was very disappointed. I was like, do you guys realize where are you right now? You're at the Bernabeu Stadium, and you're fighting in the Champions League against them. Why are you playing like why are you playing so lazy? Why aren't you like showing the amount of fight and effort as them? So yeah, I did not like the first half for Manchester City because I was rooting for City because I want the downfall for Real Madrid, but unfortunately, you guys decided to be a small club today. You decided to play like Elche and Cadiz and decided to play like just losers, a bunch of losers, man. And it is what it is, man. And in the second half, it was it for me it was split 50-50. You know, Man City started to play a bit better, but they didn't have any clear cut chances. And the Mares goal was just a quick lapse of concentration by Madrid, and then they got the goal. And after they scored, I was like, maybe they're true. But then after they got the goal, I said, you know what? This is the time, City. This is when you have to apply pressure and start moving the ball and attack and attack and attack. That's what you're supposed to do. But then they just decide, you know what, we got the win. Let's Pep Guardiola, bro. I'm surprised by it, like you making substitution like if the game was over. So it is what it is, man.
Yeah,
Very disappointed.
I still can't believe it, man. Manchester City, man.
I'm never betting on these guys ever again. I've
Yeah,
better
this
things to do.
and yeah. So let's. So yeah, as I said, then obviously Carvajal got a yellow card. Tony Cruz came. Rodrigo came on, which I thought was a good substitution. I'd say in the watch line that I think Cruz should come off around the 60th minute. Then Walker came off. Zinchenko came on. Ilkay Gundogan. And actually, I want to ask you a question, Kool-Aid, because I remember we were in the watch along and there's a lot of uproar that KDB went off. And for me, I think that was the right
Mhm.
substitution.
Yeah, he was awful, garbage. It
Yeah,
was it
and then
was awful.
you saw how Gundogan he changed the game. Gundogan,
Mhm.
Zinchenko, the substitutes combined.
They
Mars got
changed
that
the
goal.
game. They changed the game. They started to move the ball better.
Yeah, and then
De Bruyne
Asensio
was
came on. Kamavinga, man, we gotta talk about Kamavinga. He had a good impact on the team.
nah. That's pretty much it with Kamavinga. Like bro, when everyone started, when the midfield is gassed, they bring him on. He brings energy and he overtakes everyone. It's not that he's some superb talent,
Yeah,
but
but like,
like
but you gotta admit he's a good super sub. You gotta admit he does his job.
yeah, like that. Everyone does that. That's a normal tactic. Like when you need that pace and power type of player to just come in and just press and retrieve the ball, you easy to get that from Kamavinga. But
Yeah,
that's because everyone's tired. But Angelotti does not trust him to play the starting lineup. I think Angelotti believes that this guy is inexperienced to play a full 90 minutes. Because he believes that he might do some mistakes. And I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know. That's why he brings him off when everyone is just completely tired and gassed.
So yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's interesting because then obviously Camavinga came on, Grealish came on, Militao got a yellow, then Fernandinho, and then Karim Benzema. That Rodrigo goal, man, it was crazy, man. Carvajal, Carvajal was actually decent today because I know
Mhm.
defensively he was awful, but attacking wise, man, his crosses are always dangerous, you know.
Mhm.
And then Rodrigo get the goal, and then Rodrigo scored again, 91st minute. Valverde got a yellow card. Then Benzema scored a penalty, and it was crazy because when Real Madrid scored in the 91st minute, I was like, you know what, it's over. I just don't trust City. I know the aggregate is level, but I just couldn't see City getting back in the game because of how late the goal was. And Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, they're unbearable. Like they're amazing at the Bernabeu.
Mhm.
Like when they get the comeback on, it's hard for the other teams to respond. And then what about that penalty? Because I heard some people say that was not a penalty. For me, it was a definitive penalty.
Mhm. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm just scrolling to Twitter and seeing like the reaction. It's just crazy, man. Like, Pep is being blamed for this one, to be
Yeah,
honest. But nobody wants to speak about this underwhelming team. Yeah, it's Pep's fault. I think Pep should have motivated these guys. Should have given them a wake up call in the first half.
yeah. Actually, wait. So, what do you think? Do you think the penalty was the right decision?
I stopped watching the game after they drew the
Oh,
goal.
you did? Oh, I didn't know. Okay, okay. Sorry.
Cause I knew they were gonna win. I knew they were gonna win after
Yeah.
they drew
So,
the game.
yeah. Let me tell you what happened. So basically, let me see if I can find some image. But basically, Ruben Diaz, he basically like did a challenge on Benzema, and Benzema went down. Let me see if I can find that image. And Benzema scored the penalty. Let me see if I can find that image there.
Mhm.
Uh, there might be some image. If you guys can find an image for me, please send me to me on
I don't
Twitter.
want to say I don't want to scream about any controversy. Real Madrid deserves to be in the final. It is what it
Yeah,
is.
for me it was a penalty. For me because he Benzema went down. It was like there was contact. I know some people say Ruben Diaz won the ball, but for me there was contact, and so yeah. And then there wasn't really much else in the second half. Then City missed a big chance right at the end of the first half, extra time. Fernandinho missed a big chance, and he should have scored there, I think. Then the second half, there wasn't really much anything. Zinchenko, Lucas Vasquez came on. Vinicius got injured. Militao got injured. Benzema came off, and there was really no excuses for Man City. Man, how did you not score when you had Viejo on? Man, that's kind of sad in my opinion.
Mhm.
And yeah, man. And like I said, then there's then the goal line clearance I think happened at the 84th minute, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, man,
Mhm.
so crazy. So yeah, man. So Real Madrid, man, how do they keep doing this? That's the question many people have asked me. Do you think Ancelotti is telling the team to purposely go behind and then they like go in front? Like, do you think like how do they manage to do this every single time?
It's a pretty simple standard right now. I'm sorry, right now. Ah, my headphones. Right now,
What we're saying?
AD.
Okay, okay.
It's a pretty simple standard, AD. Like what Madrid have, like it's pretty simple. It's just when you go out there, give her life and soul for the badge. That's pretty much it. Just give her
Yeah.
life and soul for the badge, and that's what they did. Life and soul. They sacrificed everything. And Man City, they don't seem to get it. So it is what it is, but it's not for everyone. That's why I
Yeah.
like Gavi. I like Gavi because he's that type of he's that type of player. Him and Araujo, like they would die on the pitch for Barcelona. And that's the type of attitude and dedication you want for every single player in your team. And it's crazy, man. In my opinion, both PSG and Manchester City will never touch a Champions League. You know, it's sad to see. Oof. Anyways,
Yeah.
AD, I have to leave, bro. Unfortunately, like something just came up.
Oh, okay, okay. That's unfortunate. Oh man. All right, see you, man. Thank you for coming on. And actually,
Later,
before you head
bro.
off, real quick, can you just give? I know you don't want to talk about Liverpool Villarreal, but can you just give your quick like 2 minutes? Just talk about it briefly.
Okay,
Just
okay. Well, Liverpool, you got a huge scare. You got a huge scare. Yeah, you got a huge scare in the first half. When I was coming into the Liverpool game, I was so hyped. I was so hyped for Villarreal because the atmosphere was perfect. I was singing the little anthem that they have, guys, very catchy. I was like, let's go Villarreal. When the first goal went in the 3rd minute, I jumped. I was like, let's go! Yeah, I was screaming. I was like, I was hyped. And then they said, let's go Villarreal. You can do it. You can do it. I was cheering down, and then the draw came in, and I was looking at Gerard Moreno. I was like, please, just hang on in there, like, try not to get injured, right? Because when this guy is on the pitch, he completes the attacking system that Unai Emery wants. So when I saw him having issues in the second half, I was like, God damn it, this is as far as Villarreal is going. And unfortunately, I was wrong after when I made that call. I thought it was over, but Villarreal was defending pretty well. And for me, the reason Villarreal lost this game was because of that goalkeeper. That goalkeeper was horrendous. That was the worst performance of a goalkeeper I've seen in a while. Like the ball just went through his legs. You don't allow Fabinho to do that. And then you had that next one when you get nutmeg again by Luis Diaz is one of the most easiest save you should have done. And let's not even talk about the third goal. So
Yeah.
I blame the goalkeeper for Villarreal's exit. Um, Liverpool, bro, any team that puts pressure on you guys, they can beat you because your midfield is not good. Your midfield is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than what's the name? The Spanish guy, um,
Thiago.
Thiago. Yeah, yeah, he's a kind of a little bit. Yeah, hard to remember. Thiago, bro, you're good, but you're not that guy. Unfortunately, you're not as good as what the Liverpool fans are calling you the next big thing. You can do the midfield job pretty good, but you need someone else that can complement you in order to do it. You know, and unfortunately, I feel like the midfield battle will be last for Liverpool against Real Madrid. Um, and it's crazy, man. Like Liverpool went through, but again, it was goalkeeper. A goalkeeper gave you guys the ticket, so that's pretty much it, 80. I gotta go.
Yeah. All right. See you, man. Thanks for coming on. So, as I said, yeah, crazy man, craziness indeed. So, yeah, let me look through some of the comments. Obviously, it was kind of hard to look through the comments because we had so much. Wow, crazy, lol, what a game! Did not expect Real to make it this far at the beginning of the season. Who do you have winning the final? For me personally, I got Real Madrid winning the final. Like, let me say this right now. I'm gonna do a in-depth match preview. But I have Real Madrid. I don't trust Liverpool personally. And man, mentality monsters Madrid. I like the acronym you gave there. Madrid cheated easy. No, they didn't cheat. They didn't cheat. Man City is so overrated. Man City will never win the CL. Every Man City player, staff, and board are overrated except Scott Carson. Real Madrid 100% deserve to be in the final. Bring it on, Madrid. Revenge time. Get out, Man City. Get out. Get out. AK gonna bring the UCL 2024. Man, I need that, man. I hope that happens, man. I need that. I hope that happens, man. That'd be awesome. Sal Revenge, maybe. Man City will never win the UCL. In any of our lifetimes. They'll win it one day, guys. They'll win it one day. Real Madrid 3-1 Liverpool. Putting my money on Liverpool 3-1 win in the final. Revenge for LFC. I believe Real Madrid 2-0 Real Madrid win this game. I want to see a City versus LFC rival final. Club versus Guardiola would have been sick only if. I mean, I get that point, Elton, and I could understand, but we already seen that in the Premier League, you know. And like I said, guys, I've always been a guy that I want to see different matchups. I don't like seeing two teams from the same country make the final. So the only exception would be El Clasico because that would be awesome. But any other final, man, nah, just no. Nah. Screw all English final. Pichu, if it's a rivalry, it would have been better than Liverpool versus Madrid. It would have been a good game. A Liverpool City final would have been boring, the same nation. But frankly, I don't want to see the same game 4 times in a row. AK over Man City plus Real Madrid deserve to get as far. Sebastian, you just want to avoid Man City because of your rivals, like majority of LC fans. I'm out. Bye, Eldon. I hope it's a German red team taking notes. Yeah, yeah, that German team, man. Maybe they could have done it, man. Maybe they could have, but obviously we'll have to see. Hello, yeah, Pure Piquet, Hello 80, Wave. Yeah, that's Carlos Tactics. I want to be November already. Yeah, I replied to that comment. I want to see Canada win all 3 games. I'm telling you, be ready to see a couple upsets. I predicted 3-2 Real Madrid, Liverpool winning 3-1. Hi, boy. Um, no, I trust Klopp. Hala Madrid, lol. A Mexican team will win CL today. I hope not. I hope not, man. I hope not. Please, come on, man. Please, man. This would make my mood so much, man. If If Seattle Sounders win this, man, I'll forget. I'll forget Man City. Oh man. Okay, I'm joking around, but it will at least make my mood brighten. 80s from a losing low. Polomo, J and Masterclass, peer group request. Yes. So I think I read all the comments today. So yeah, I think I read all the comments, guys. So here we are, guys. What a game! What a game, man! What a game of football this was. So crazy end-to-end game, man. You know, and yeah, man. So yeah, let me go read Canada win Nations Cup and Nations League. Yeah, man. Real Madrid, man. Commend them, man, because like I said, guys, they got the job done. They got the job done, man, and that's all that matters, man. W stream, thank you, Thuckbox. And like I said, make sure you guys share the stream with your friends. I'll be here for around another 20 minutes, and then I'll probably head off, guys. Because the guys, I've been here for a while, man. I did not expect this game to echo extra time, and the fact that it did, man. Wow, just wow, man. It's probably late for many of you guys. So, yeah, as I said, man. Let me see if I can get some. Let's see if we can get some Madrid fans here, man. Let's see if we can get. So how goes study? Yeah, I've just finished my semester yesterday. I just finished. So yeah. Anyways, back to the game, man. Real Madrid, man. For me, as I said, guys, I don't think Manchester City played that well today, guys. I know their stats look better and everything, guys, but for me, Manchester City, they were just, yeah, I wasn't that impressed with them. Because remember, guys, Real Madrid had a lot of chances early on. Vinicius, man, how many chances this guy had? Because he missed so many chances this game. Vinicius Jr., man, he missed so many chances today. He was absolutely woeful in front of goal. And yeah, he was just terrible in my opinion. Terrible as finishing goes. I think Casemiro had a great game. Carvajal actually had a decent game today, which was pretty crazy because he usually doesn't. And I think for City, man, I just think that for me, what really, I think the center backs today were kind of poor, like Diaz, Laporte, Ederson, man, and Gabriel Jesus, man. I kind of expected him to step up more. And, you know, and it's crazy because, like I said, guys, I think Manchester City, although the scoreline suggests they played, the stats suggest they played well, but I didn't really think they played that well, and they didn't control the game. You know, they had some good opportunities. I remember what was it? I think with early chance. I remember Bernardo Silva getting that chance there early on. I think, but like I said, man, City just lost a plot. And even when Mahrez scored, guys, it didn't. Manchester City weren't all that convincing. You know, like so. Like let me see right here, guys. Like when Bernardo Silva scores. You know. And yeah, man, as I said, guys, it was kind of a goal against the run to play, in my opinion. And Real Madrid, man, they just have the mentality, man, to get back in the game. You got to get credit to Rodrigo, man, coming off the bench to score 2 goals, man. 2 goals, pretty crazy indeed. A goal, I mean, that's pretty crazy, man. And yeah, man, I just can't believe it, man. I just cannot believe um what they did, man. So, and it's crazy, man. Um, And like I said, man, Real Madrid, they just have the mentality to win the champion. Real Madrid, they just have the mentality to never give up, man. Never give up, man. You know. So yeah, man. As I said, guys, I think that's gonna be. Let's go discuss about the other game real quick. Liverpool, Villarreal, Liverpool. Now, obviously, I gave my thoughts on yesterday's game already. We'll discuss about that one briefly here, I guess. And yeah, let me go and see. So yeah, Villarreal, man, they were just in a great position. But I think the issue for Villarreal guys is that the goalkeeper, man, really, man, it was a disastrous performance for him. That was one of the worst goalkeeper performances you could have had. I mean, how do you give away? I mean, like, come on, man. Like, literally, all of those goals you could argue he was at fault for. You know, and that's the sad part is that he pretty much costed the team. You know, and yeah, man, it's just crazy, man, because for me, the amount of chances he wasted, the amount of mistakes he made was ridiculous. And yeah, I just think that for me, man, he was just not good in my opinion. And then obviously, I would say the defense and Foyth wasn't good for the third goal. I saw that he basically tried to slide tackle, but it didn't really matter because Mane was too quick and Mane was able to get the ball. But speaking of the final briefly, guys, Liverpool Real Madrid. Um, uh, See, the thing about this is that that final is interesting. It's interesting because Real Madrid have the mentality, as I said, man. They just have that mentality when it comes to finals, and they're just that elite. Whereas Liverpool, as good as they are, I don't really feel they've been properly asked challenged, as I said. And that's my concern with Liverpool is that I just can't trust them, man, because we even saw against Benfica and even Villarreal, even Inter. All three of those teams gave them, it wasn't easy for Liverpool, especially the second leg. None of those second leg games were easy. Liverpool struggled in the second leg. And I think them struggling was pretty much then and was pretty much just shows that they're not as good as we think they are. And even though they aren't eliminated from any competitions, obviously I know they won the Carabao Cup. For me, I'd say Chelsea should have won the FA Cup, Carabao Cup. To be honest with you, and then obviously they have Epic Cup, and then the Premier League and everything like that. So for Liverpool, man, I just don't know what to say, man. I just don't know what to say. I'm just not really been that impressed. If Liverpool do it, man, I owe Rulli an apology. I can understand, man. I can understand. And so yeah, if Liverpool wins the Champions League, man, uh, then I guess it's all good. Obviously, I want that to happen, but we'll have to wait and see, man. Because right now, guys, I don't know, man. I'm just not that confident, man. And yeah, man, it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy to see. So I think Liverpool, the right midfield, can win it. See, my concern with Liverpool is this: I like the midfield, but I don't think the midfield's that great. I mean, you have Wijnaldum, Henderson, Thiago. Thiago for me is on and off. I feel like sometimes he has a good game, sometimes he doesn't do much. He's not really consistent. Fabinho is solid. I really rate Fabinho. Fabinho is excellent, guys. That guy is great. Henderson is, in my opinion, a passion merchant. Henderson for me is just a passion merchant. I don't think Henderson is that great. And obviously, oh yeah, I forgot Wijnaldum doesn't play for them anymore. Then you have Naby Keita, who's like I said, kind of like similar to Thiago, pretty much injury prone. Dude, Liverpool, man, that midfield battle is gonna be tough. They have to win that midfield battle because, as I said, guys, the key to winning these matches is the midfield battle. So yeah, you're right. You're right. I forgot it. You're right. So yeah, he doesn't play for Liverpool anymore. But the point that I'm trying to make here, guys, is that Liverpool have to win the midfield battle if they really want to win the Champions League. So um, yeah, yes, I do. I could see where you're coming from. He's been good. I remember, obviously against Villarreal, the first leg he was great, but the second leg he wasn't there, man. He just didn't do anything. And obviously, you being a Bayern fan, I'm sure you miss Thiago, man. You'd probably take him back right now at Bayern Munich, man, because this guy was class for Bayern Munich, man. So, um, yeah, man, it's crazy, man. And so I have a Madrid fan. I'm going to invite a Madrid fan to come on here real quick. So let me go ahead and invite them, man. Invite Vass. So we're going to have a Madrid fan come on here and give their thoughts, man. And of course, yeah. So yeah, let me see what this Madrid fan has to say. And obviously, we'll be interested to see. So yeah, let me get back to the Madrid game because Villarreal, Liverpool, guys, we all kind of expected Liverpool to make it through. We never really had any doubts. But now Man City, man, most of us thought Man City would advance. Most of us thought so, man. So it's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. So let's see if my friend's gonna join. So right, so yeah, where's my friend? Why isn't he joining? So as I said, guys. So yeah, as I said, for the final, guys, I need to try to get some Liverpool Real Madrid fans to come on, man. It'll be very interesting. We need it. Like, it'll be a very interesting final, and of course, man, I repeat, it's 2018, man. I repeat, it's 2018, man. That's perfect, man. Okay, so I think Liverpool have the better attacking and defending options. Yeah, perhaps you can say. I mean, like I said, I feel like for me, here's the thing, right? If this was like a semifinal, I would have probably backed Liverpool. But the final is different to a semifinal. A final is different to a semifinal and a quarterfinal. So that's the issue. Is that I feel as though that I don't know, man. I just don't know, man. So yeah, as I said. So let me see if I can get some fans, man. So yeah, as I said, guys, I'm gonna probably end the stream around 20 minutes from now, guys. It's getting it's around getting pretty at 6:50 p.m. my time, so got some stuff to do. And obviously, we got the CONCACAF Champions League final, which I'll try to watch later today. So yeah, let's see if any fans will come on. So yeah. I know. Yeah, as I said, man, Madrid, man, I can't believe it, man. I just can't believe they did this. So, as I said, guys, we're just waiting for people to come on. Like I said, if they don't join in like the next 10 minutes or so, we'll probably just end for today. And yeah, man, as I said, we'll probably just end here for today. So, yeah, we'll do like a Liverpool Real Madrid combined 11 as well for that final. Yeah, so hello, Megasi. Do you think Jesus should leave? For me, I would say, personally, no. I don't think he should leave Man City. Well, actually, this is interesting. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that, guys. So for me, if you're looking from his perspective, I would probably say he should leave because let's be real, he's not getting game time in Man City, and I feel like he could do really well at other times. So I love Vass.
Yeah, is it just us today?
Yeah, I think it's just us, me and you for today.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
Yeah, so yeah, so how are you feeling, man? Congratulations, man, for being the Champions League final, man.
Thanks, it's an honor to be here. I was not expecting us to be here, to be honest.
Yeah. So
Man City's a top team, bro. So they're a really I want to say they're a really top notch team. they're more drilled than us. They have better positioning than us. They have better passing combinations, better patterns of play and everything. But these players just know what to do on Champions League nights. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so definitely, like I said, I think you guys, because I know City scored, but for me in this game, I feel like Madrid played better. I didn't think City played that well, in my opinion. I think Madrid, especially Vinicius in particular, I think because I remember he missed a big chance early in the second half, I think,
Yeah.
and I think for me, Madrid, they were the far, I think they were far more dangerous in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just home field advantage, home field impetus. I think like definitely we played a lot better than the first leg. What happened in the first leg is that in the first half, like there's been all season, there was an issue defending the crosses, especially the early crosses that were coming in from the flanks. And like from starting from the second half of that game, I know Foden scored off a header, but other than that one moment where the Fernandinho cross came in and Foden got that header, we did a lot better at cutting out those early crosses, and our defense got even better in this game because I think Nacho is just a much better center back than Alaba. I think Nacho could be a man of the match contender, honestly, because like one thing that really surprised me about him was his recovery pace. I did not realize he's this fast. He's reaching balls like I didn't think he would reach. He intercepted against Cancelo, against especially Raheem Sterling. We all know how quick he is. So I was really impressed with him.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, I think for me, another player I think also played really well today. I think you guys saw. I think Madrid fans need to accept this as like Casemiro, man. This guy is such a huge player, man.
Mm-hmm. I think I would rank him as like maybe the third most important player of that three-peat after Cristiano and Ramos, because the thing is that in the 14-15 season, which was the end of Carlo's first stint, a huge reason that we declined a lot in the second half of that season was because, like, on top of Modric's injury, there was huge gaps in midfield that a lot of teams exploited. You know, for example, if you remember that 2-1 El Clasico in 2015 March that Barca won, is the one where Suarez scored the goal. Great game, by the way. You could see in moments in that game, especially towards the end, where Barca really could have like scored a lot more goals on us, like Neymar just running through the midfield. And you can see clearly that Modric, you know, he can't always be back there. You know, Cruz doesn't have the defensive acumen. But when you're playing against these kind of top class players, top class attacking mids, number 10s, you know, superstars likes of Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar, like you need a player like this who can just sit and also like cover the ground laterally, side to side when the likes of Marcelo, Cruz, Modric, they go in front. You need somebody to cover that space.
Yeah, definitely. You know, yeah, definitely. I can't believe some Madrid fans say like that we should get rid of Casemiro, man. Like, geez, like, come on, man. Like, I don't understand whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another player that I also think really played well today was Carvajal. You know, crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I'll let you speak about Carvajal, man.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, like he's not been having the most impressive season, but like this guy has a tremendous heart. I mean, like I feel like a lot of people don't understand what went wrong with him. Like Carvalho was like an immense athlete. Like if you could see over the course of the 4 Champions Leagues in 5 seasons, this guy came in to the side after his loan to Leverkusen, a 22-year-old, like which is very young to be thrown. It's completely overlooked. Like was such a young defender to be thrown into a side of seasoned veterans. You know, there's a reason like we won the Champions League, like, you know, the season where he came into the squad, because the rest of the team were very experienced, but he contributed immensely right from the get-go. He locked up Ribery in that semifinal, also against a Guardiola side. At that time, it was Bayern. He did an immense job over there as well. Like Ribery was probably the best player in the world at that time. And for such a young defender to do a phenomenal job, like as Madrid fans, we knew that we were getting a top class right back finally in La Liga to rival Dani Alves, who was immense at that time for Barcelona. Like, so it was a massive upgrade going from Arbeloa to Carvajal, and like he was great. In 2017, he got an injury in the semifinal against Atletico Madrid. So I think that injury coupled with the heart problems, especially that he got around the same time, like he started to slow down in 17-18, which was the last season of the three-peat. You can see like Carvajal is not really the same Carvajal as the season before. He's not like able to get up the pitch and then like track back, you know, recover the way he was doing the seasons before that. But in this season, like he struggled a lot. You saw against Mbappe, who was just completely running and ragged. Like Vasquez, when he came in as a substitute in that game, like he did a much better job against Mbappe. But starting from the Chelsea game, I think like especially like after that Clasico, like I mean I don't know, like as a Barca fan, how high do you rate Ferran Torres? Because even Ferran Torres was like getting the balls and like dominating Carvajal on the flank.
Yeah, Ferran Torres, man. This guy, man. I don't know, man. This guy, man. He's a very hot and cold kind of player. Like for me, he kind of reminds me of Timo Werner in a way. Like the amount of chances he missed, man. His position is great. Like I still feel like he's a good player, but for me, I just feel like he's not as like. He's not like I feel like he came to Barca too early. I feel like this is too big of a step. Like I feel like he's not ready for Barca. I feel like he should have stayed like at Valencia or something more. Like this is a big jump. I still think he's a good player. Like, and I know that I don't even know many Barca fans actually want him out, and they're like so reactionary. And my thing is that I can understand, but the guy is 21. He's still doing good. Like he's still got 4 goals and 4 assists. I mean, I think he's got like one of our most goals and assists this year in particular. So for me, he's at least contributed. I mean, yes, we probably expect more, but Ferran Torres for me, he's still been a good player in my opinion, but he's not been at the level that he's kind of underperformed as far as stats are concerned.
Yeah. Yeah. And given that, like he totally dominated Carvajal in that Clasico. And then something I think happened between Carvajal and Ancelotti over the international break, because when Carvajal came back, especially starting from the Chelsea game, like with Valverde playing in front of him. And I think that can't be understated. The presence of Valverde to give Carvajal that defensive cover and give him those legs, which he doesn't have anymore. Like that's been invaluable to Carvajal's growth in the season. And he's been a completely different player, like in this formation, this 4-man midfield. And like Carvajal can express himself a lot better now. And I think he's really grown into the season and into the games like at the most crucial point. So like spectacular, that assist that he had like in this game, which is I think like you definitely want me to touch on that. Like it reminded me a lot of his assist for Benzema in the Napoli game in 2017. That one was a cross from outside of the boot. This one was inside of the boot, but very, very similar kind of header. Very similar kind of header. Like if you want to check that out after the talk, you definitely should.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, I mean, as I said, man, it's a great feeling, man, and to be in the Champions League final, man, Benzema, man, always seems to rise in the occasion, man.
That assist was extremely crucial, and even in the games where seemingly he's locked up, like I had a kind of fear because I know like how good City is defensively. Like they get a lot of praise for their combination play in their midfield, but you don't see people like giving the City props defensively. And like the fact that they conceded, I think how many goals did we scored 6 over them in the 2 legs? Like people aren't really going to like realize like how good of a defensive job that they did on us, not only us, but just overall the past 2 seasons, because I think something changed like during and after the pandemic where like Guardiola realized that City is not like, especially without Aguero, like they're not able to like just stat pad and score tons of goals, even though their chance creation is very good. So I think he's shored up a lot defensively. He's using a plan B. He brought in Diaz. Like he's using much better defensive tactics, and they defended pretty well like until the 90th minute in this game. So I think like Benzema, the thing is with him, like against a team like Chelsea and against a team like City, and the reason why City's defense like actually scared me going into the tie was because if you remember last season, Haaland was on fire and like Diaz completely like neutralized him over 2 legs in that quarterfinal. Like completely, Haaland did not have a sniff. So I was worried about that. But the thing is that with Carlo and, like I think Zidane is still like a much better overall modern tactician than Carlo. We have better patterns of play, better midfield intensity, better defense with Zidane. But the one thing that Carlo has over Zidane is that he knows how to utilize attackers really well. And I think our best football was played in 16-17, but a lot of people say 14-15, and I know why. It's because I can understand why. It's because like Carlo, he gives these attackers so much freedom. That's why you're seeing Vinicius improve. That's why you saw Kaká improve so much at AC Milan. That's why you saw Ronaldo with like his highest goal ratios under actually Ancelotti. And we tend to concede more with Ancelotti than we did with Zidane or Mourinho. but we also score a lot more. It's crazy that we actually we outscored Barca in that 14-15 season when you guys won the treble in the league, actually, which was like, it's kind of overlooked as well because we finished trophyless. But the reason it helps Benzema in these situations is that Carlo gives him so much freedom that he doesn't really have to play as a striker. Like, Benzema's known as an all-around player. He's known as a very good player on the ball. He's known for his link up. But the thing is, Carlo gives him even more freedom than Zidane did. And if you saw, like, starting in the Chelsea game, like, Chelsea did a very good job. Like, their back three did a great job locking up Benzema in that semifinal last season. Benzema scored a spectacular goal just off of pure individual brilliance, but otherwise he was kept very quiet compared to this season. And the thing is that if you see, like, Benzema's moving around a lot more, he's going out to the flank a lot more, he's dropping deep a lot more, and all that movement, like, as strong as your back three or back center back partnership is, like, the movement of Benzema, it's impossible for those 2 or 3 people to keep track of for the whole game, especially if he's, like, coming all the way back to the halfway line, because no other striker does this. Haaland doesn't do it. Lewa doesn't do it. Suarez does it sometimes, but, like, I don't think Suarez even does it as much as Benzema. So, like, this movement really, like, it may seem bizarre when you look at it, like, oh, why is Benzema playing so far away from the action? But like, it's actually, you can understand why he's doing it, is because he's trying to put the center backs to sleep. You know, like, he's always so far away, but then suddenly he'll just pop up with an assist or a goal like he did today.
Yeah, definitely. No, like I said, man, it's crazy, man. So, man, Champions League final, man, and Real Madrid, man, mentality monsters, man. Let me ask you a quick question, to be honest here. Do you think the second leg at Bernabeu has really helped Madrid make it this far? Because I feel like it's crazy you guys have all second legs all at the Bernabeu. Like, all
and it's just luck. You know, it's just luck. I think that's the slice of luck that we got, because I feel like there's kind of like a mysticism and karma in football. Like, you see, like, in sometimes, like, in one season things go wrong, and sometimes in another season, like, you get justice back. Possibly, like, the craziest and biggest example of this was, you know, when Germany, like, this is like a quick digression, but when Germany, like, kind of got cheated in that 66 final against England, and then way, like, after that in 2010, like, then England got that ghost goal, which should have counted against Germany. So they kind of, like, got that weird lucky revenge sort of thing, you know, like, so I feel that initially, like, a lot of people don't remember this, like, because it was so long ago, but they had to redo that Champions League draw way back in the round of 16. We were supposed to get Benfica, but then we got PSG, and, like, that was, like, such a nightmare. But I think, like, the slice of luck that, like, was actually overlooked at that time was, like, we got the second leg at home, and it's been that way ever since. Like, I think, like, we knew we were gonna get the second leg at home when the quarterfinal draw was made. But yeah, like, in the round of 16 as well as in the quarterfinal draw, we got the second legs at home. And I think it was crucial because last time as well against Man City, what happened is that City, like, came to the Bernabeu. Like, there was a lot of things in that game that I think Zidane did with an eye towards the El Clasico, because there was a lot of pressure actually for us to win the league that season, much more compared to now. So he was like, okay, first leg against Man City, let's not throw all our cards forward. You know, we're playing at home. You know, so, like, we got very comfortable. He didn't play Cruz at all. He took Vinicius off and that's actually, like, very, very key. See, the key battle in these, like, past couple of seasons against Man City for us was the battle between Vinicius and Walker. And the thing is that, like, Walker did a very good job shutting out Vinicius, but the problem is that Vinicius's presence there and his ability to run in behind also keeps Walker occupied. So essentially they cancel each other out. Like, Walker can't really tuck into the midfield and get involved as much with Vinicius. And Vinicius doesn't have a free run at the defense with the presence of Walker. And, like, you can see, like, in this game and in that game back in 2020 that it was very, very 50-50. And Walker was, like, keeping him contained. Vinicius was keeping Walker on his toes. But the minute Zidane, like, took Vinicius off, knowing that, like, okay, we got to play El Clasico, we got a second leg, you know, like, then, like, Walker tucked into the midfield. Man City got much more control of the midfield, like, in towards the end of the game. I think it was, like, the 75th minute. And we were actually leading 1-0. But, like, in the last, like, 12 minutes, City turned the game around and 1-1. You know, pretty much the exact reversal of today's game, which is when they scored first and then we scored twice at the end. And, like, I think, you know, the fact that Ramos also got banned, Man City now know that, okay, we have the advantage going into the second leg. Regardless of COVID or whatever, the damage was done in the first leg. And now, it's the reverse case. We're at home in the second leg, and I feel like even though Man City they were kind of they got the advantage and they scored first in this game and they got a 2-goal advantage. Like we did a lot of damage to them in that first leg still, because the thing is that we were the last team to score in that game. We scored 3 goals and we had the momentum going into this tie. And I feel like once Man City scored that goal, like we knew that this is the second leg. We're at home. The crowd's behind us. Let's just go for it. Like every time Man City got the ball, like there's 100 whistles. They're not able to. You can see, like, I felt the crowd did affect them a bit, and that's why their passing rhythm was one of the reasons why their passing rhythm wasn't as good. And so we were really able to put the pressure on. And it's the last leg. It's the last few minutes, so we just threw the kitchen sink at it, and we just somehow scored 2 goals at the very end of the game. So 100%, it did have a huge impact having the second leg at home. It's always an advantage in the Champions League.
Yeah, so I'm definitely in, because like I said, I mean, people forget that Real Madrid, Man City last time in 1920, Man City didn't really outplay Real Madrid. It's just that I feel like mistakes pretty much cost them Madrid. Obviously, I know you don't want to talk about it. Varane, obviously, he was bad, obviously, and then Carvalho making a mistake there, and then Ramos as well. It was just a lot of collective mistakes. It's not as if City outplayed Real Madrid, and that even though they did kind of do in the first leg of this game, they didn't really impose themselves. They didn't put them a advantage, And I said that at the time, they needed to win the first leg by 2 or 3 goal margin, because 1 goal margin is still close, man. And so definitely, man, Bernabeu, man, it's a tough place to visit, and many teams, we've seen how many teams have been unable to win at the Bernabeu despite scoring first, which isn't that crazy to say?
It is. I think we got a lot of disrespect in the PSG game, because people were like, oh, PSG collapsed. This is just typical PSG, but it's not really. The thing is that the reason that we came back against ever since that PSG game is because we have very good substitutes, and especially when the crowd factor is coming in, and then we got these very good subs on the bench. I feel like we have a very good team for the future, because our bench, in many ways, is better than some of the weapons we have on the first team. And Camavinga, he can cover ground in a way that Kroos and Modric just can't anymore. Rodrigo gives us an element on the right-hand side. You can clearly see for most of this game, especially, and against PSG as well, and against Chelsea too, where we need another outlet in the attack. Vinicius, Benzema, they're leading the charge. But once they get into the box, there's too many bodies and the ball just keeps getting away from them. And that was actually a pattern that I saw a lot in this game, where we're getting there, we're getting to the box, but then there are too many defenders. We need another outlet, which is the key word. We need another outlet in the attack, and Rodrigo off the bench is that outlet. And that's why especially off the bench, teams aren't really there's a word, acclimatization, typically it's when you go into these high altitude places, you're not used to the oxygen level there's a drop in the oxygen level, so you feel more tired, going from a low altitude to a high altitude up in the mountains. But there's also kind of an acclimatization in this game as well, or in sports in general, where you can be used to defending or coping with a particular team, but then some crazy talent is coming off the bench, and you just don't know what to do, because okay, they're used to Vinicius, Benzema, Valverde is doing his thing. He's not really posing that much of a threat, but then suddenly you got a Rodrigo coming at you, from the right hand side. The flanks are just way opened up. Then you got Camavinga coming on, and he's just running ragged the defense, because he's running, he's covering ground, he's using energy in a way that Kroos and Modric, they just can't anymore because of their age. So I think the bench plays a huge role for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man. As I said, man, congratulations, man. And before we head off, I'll probably have a couple of minutes. How are you feeling against Liverpool in the final?
So there's a guy in the Discords and on some of the Twitter groups as well. His name is Salim, a great Liverpool fan, and he said they're Madrid or Man City. Obviously it was before the results of the game was decided. They've gone through tough routes. City went through Atleti. We went through I think this is the toughest route honestly, that like anybody's gone through. I don't remember like even in 17-18, I don't think it was this tough. This is probably on paper the best ever PSG. We got through like Chelsea, who were defending champions, a very well coached and drilled team with Thomas Tuchel. We
And
got
they beat
through
you
Pep
last time.
Guardiola. Yeah, man. Like, and we got through Guardiola's Man City. Like, it's two of like you said, the two of the last finalists from last season. And so like now it's like another juggernaut awaits. So we beat two of the three elite English teams, and now we got another juggernaut in the final. So the thing is that Liverpool, for me, like they're one of those two other clubs I see on the level of Madrid mentally. See, like the thing is that Barca, Bayern, Man United, there's a lot of historic clubs. Juve is another one where like when these teams like come with very very stacked 11s, very deep squads, like very good coaches who drill the players. Like for example, Guardiola's Barca, Enrique's Barca. You got the Bayern under Flick. Like when they come into the Champions League, like and they impose themselves. Even Man United under Ferguson, some of his teams, like the 2008 team, when they impose themselves, like right from the round of 16 or from the group stage, like these guys are like okay, scary, But the thing is, like, when they don't come with as good of a team, for example, when Bayern came under Niko Kovac, and they drew against Ajax in the group stage, you're like, oh, okay, these guys aren't that good. Like these clubs, like I feel like there's some top clubs where, like, if they don't have the best team possible, that they can't win. And that's very normal. I think like you would want to have the best possible team, the best possible weapons to get through challenges such as this. But there's like I think there's three teams: is Liverpool, AC Milan, and Real Madrid, where these three teams, like there's something about them mentally where it's very very difficult to beat them, like even when they don't have the best possible teams and the best possible players. And you saw it with AC Milan in 2007, where they finished like I think they finished fifth in the Serie A. They weren't in good form at all, but then like in the Champions League they just turned the switch on because they have that DNA. Real Madrid 17-18, like same thing. Like we were like way behind Valverde's Barca that season. We got destroyed as usual in the El Clasico 3-0 with Suarez and Messi running riot at the Bernabeu. But for the Champions League, we switched on and we won it. And this Madrid team is just like, I was not even expecting them to get this far because like this Madrid team is simply not up to par with those other teams. It's nowhere near the 17-18 team, despite us like being arguably in better form in La Liga. It's nowhere near the 16-17 team, which I think was the best Madrid side ever put together. It's nowhere near the 13-14 team, which won the 10th Champions League. But somehow like these players just know how to dig in deep and just win these games. And I feel like Liverpool is the same kind of club because Liverpool didn't really have a great team in 2005 compared to like Chelsea. If you look at Chelsea in that era, they were like way stronger than Liverpool and probably should have like reached finals and won the Champions League that season. And they played great, but Liverpool just had that kind of like history and that DNA where they can just like tap into like a beast mode. Even though they don't look great. So like in a final, the thing is this clash of mentalities is very difficult. Like I would trust this team a lot in a final because I think honestly like beating Man City over two legs, how great they are, how well drilled they are, how many weapons they have like on the first team on the bench, I think is more difficult than a final. But the reason that the final, like I'm not as confident against like as I was against Juve and Atletico Madrid is because I know Liverpool have that kind of mentality on their side too, where like they know how to, it's the badge, the history of it. Like they know how to like tap into that beast mode and just like score goals, create goals like out of nowhere and just like fight till the very last minute, the same way that we did today. So it's going to be a very nitty gritty final. Liverpool are unlike this Madrid team, which is like declined and trying to pick its way back up next season when Mbappe, Rudiger, the like come in. I feel like Liverpool, this is like the best version of Liverpool. Liverpool right now are where we were at in 16-17 season. They're the finished article. They're playing the best football they have ever had. Actually, Liverpool were my very early season pick back in September to win this whole competition.
Oh, same here, man. Same here.
Yeah.
I even did it for the group stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I mean, a lot of people didn't have them, but the truth is that they're just a very complete team. Like Matip and Van Dijk remind me a hell of a lot of Pepe and Ramos. They're dynamic. They're both alphas. They're a presence in the box. It's all nigh on impossible to score on them with crosses. Trent and Robertson like doing the same sort of things that Alves did, that Marcelo did, that Carvajal, like when he was younger, used to do, making those overlapping runs, putting in great crosses in the box. Jota is a menace because the thing is, like, this guy's very overlooked. But even last season when we faced Liverpool, like, he was actually the player that scared me the most because Mane and Salah, like, you're always watching them and they're dangerous on the ball. But Diogo Jota's game is like completely off the ball. Like, he's actually not that great on the ball, but this guy's movement in the box is so great. And for a little guy, he's very dangerous in the air, which scares me a lot because, like, I mean, we got a lot better at it in this second leg against City, but generally we've struggled with crosses into the box. I almost want Militao and Nacho to start against Liverpool the same way they did last season because these two guys with Casemiro in front did a phenomenal job locking up all those attackers. So yeah, like I would say like maybe it's like a 60-40 final. Honestly, like 60-40 towards Liverpool in the sense that like they're the much better team, they're the finished article, but also 60-40 in favor of us because you know, like we're the more historic club and we have a crazy record in these finals. And in the modern era, of course, like we've not lost a final. And I've seen like this team, like for example, in 1998 when Juve came against a weakened Real Madrid team, an average Real Madrid team in the final with a stacked side. Like they had the Mane, Salah, Firmino of that era in Zidane, Inzaghi, and Del Piero, and like those guys, like somehow we just like did a shithousery and beat them. So I think like it doesn't really matter who the better team is going to be. It doesn't really matter like how good on paper these players are. What matters in the final ultimately is like who can just do the job and just see out the result. And like honestly, like that's a situation I just have a lot of faith in Real Madrid to get the job done in. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. No, yeah, it's great. Obviously, we'll discuss more about the final later on. And maybe what we could do is we could do like a live stream thing, or maybe I could do is like a recording where I get like a Madrid perspective and like a Liverpool perspective. We'll just have to see how many people are interested. And yeah, man, and congratulations, man, for being on the Champions League final. And you know, I know it's kind of bad, but in a weird way, I know it's kind of hard for me to accept, but in a weird way, I feel like you guys making the final makes La Liga look good, man.
It does, you know. And not just us, but you have to give like even more credit to Villarreal because the thing is Real Madrid, like even when La Liga wasn't great in 17-18, for example, like 17-18 was kind of the start of the decline of La Liga, but you know, Real Madrid, we still made the final and we won. But the fact that Villarreal also made it, you know, like they made it Spain versus England semifinals. They beat Bayern and Juve. Like they probably had the second toughest run after us. So like honestly, even more props to them. And they put on a great display yesterday. They kind of bottled it, but like still to make it a very close game against Liverpool, you have to congratulate Emery and their defense.
Yeah, definitely. No, it definitely was a very commendable. And like I said, I hate when people say La Liga is finished and everything like that. But people don't, I understand Champions League we haven't been great, but people need to understand that the last 2 seasons, La Liga team has won the Europa League too. Villarreal and Sevilla respectively.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I wouldn't even say they were favorites in the final. Like for me, I remember like 2020, everyone was talking about Inter. I think everyone had Inter as their pick to win. Most people, at least. You know, and then obviously last season, many people probably had United, I would imagine. So, you know, obviously, unfortunately, no La Liga team would be able to win this year, but and the Europa League. But
yeah,
I mean, we're likely to not even have an English team win it. I mean, I don't think English.
Yeah, this year. I think Frankfurt has too much tactically for West Ham. I mean, West Ham has good heart and a good mentality, but I think Frankfurt has a lot of momentum coming off of that Barca win. So I think this season in the Europa League could be a very good advert for the Bundesliga. To be honest, with the way Leipzig and Frankfurt have been playing.
Yeah, and you know it's crazy that because people love to rip apart Bundesliga, but you know Leipzig have been decent. You could respect Leipzig. Dortmund, I can understand. Dortmund are chokers. I don't.
They're actually the major team that's making the Bundesliga look bad. I mean, Bayern did just this season because they lost to Villarreal. But season after season, Dortmund is the team that's making the Bundesliga look really bad because they're supposedly the title challengers. They always bend over to Bayern, you know. So I feel like that they're actually the main culprit, honestly.
Yeah, and it's not, and even in Europe too, they haven't been great. Like, you know, they lost to Rangers, man. Like, how do you lose to? I know
not
Rangers
lost, but they got thrashed. They got thrashed bad at home against Rangers.
And it's at home too, because I can understand on the road, but at home, I mean, that's just sad, man. How you can't get thrashed at home, especially Rangers.
It's
So
unacceptable. They've got too many good players and like too much of a history and like too much expectation to be losing games like this. And I remember they were in our group with and Spurs and I forgot what the fourth team was, but like they finished dead last. I think it was the Cyprissian club actually in 17-18 where like they finished even below those guys and they finished dead last in the group stage. And then the season after that, they drew Spurs again in the round of 16. And like that Spurs team was not great. I mean, they made the final very, very fortunately. I understand, but like to not even score one goal against Tottenham Hotspur's defense over 2 legs, like that's not a good look at all. Like,
yeah,
how can you
you
not
know,
score on them? Like
yeah, it's crazy, man. Dortmund, man,
Yeah.
this team, man. They're just yeah, I do agree with you. They're kind of making like Dortmund's a team that I feel like is like they're just making Bundesliga look so bad because they've been
so bad.
And then I can understand they got okay. At least they got eliminated by City. I mean, City is a good team, so I'm not gonna hold them too much criticism for that. But this season, man,
Yeah.
So yeah, let me look some of the comments real quick.
Yeah.
Was just watching the highlights of the game. What a game! Yeah, this was a great game, man. This was one of the best games. Like I think we need to maybe at the end of the season we should try to rank the top 10 Champions League games for the season. And I can guarantee you, just already doing that, I'd probably put most of Madrid games on that list.
And Man City's honestly, Man City's do because the 2 games that they played against Liverpool in the league were just absolutely like just mind blowingly.
Oh, I meant for Champions League. But
Oh,
yeah,
for Champions League,
yeah, maybe like the second leg, I maybe maybe you could put that one, I guess. Who do you think will be in the EL final? Actually, let's discuss briefly about this. So Europa League final. I got Rain. Actually, I was gonna say Rain. I got Leipzig to make the final.
Yeah.
I still think West Ham could do it because Frankfurt at home, man. I don't think Frankfurt's good at home.
No.
But
yeah, I'm just gonna say Frankfurt and Leipzig, and I think Frankfurt's gonna win it. I'll just say.
Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, I hope for Leipzig because it'd be a great story for them
Yeah.
too. And I feel like for all the season, for all the hard work they've done, I feel like it'd be good. I mean, I wouldn't mind Frankfurt either. I mean, even as a Barca fan, I don't really hold them any grudges. I'm not like that petty. So it'd be nice for them because I don't even know. I think the last time Frankfurt in the Champions League was like 60 years ago, man. It's been such a long time, man. They always been close, man. They always make it very close to making Champions League. They just miss out by fine margins. It's very sad. And then for I guess for Conference League, my final. Oh man, it's tough, man. I'm gonna go with Marseille, Roma, Leicester. That's very tough, man. I think Leicester's gonna do it on penalties. I don't know, man. It's a tough one to call.
Yeah, Leicester have a lot of heart ever since that 16 season. So yeah, like they could do it.
Yeah, Roma for me. I know they have the Mourinho factor, but people don't realize this team is just average in my opinion. Like I'm sorry, this team is great. Yeah. So I mean, I got a Leicester Marseille personally speaking. So, but man, imagine Roma Marseille. That would be a crazy final.
Yeah. I hope Marseille win it, man. They actually got a lot of people don't realize. Especially like the younger kids who are just getting into football. Marseille have a Champions League, so they have like European pedigree.
Yeah, and for me, man, I know somebody say controversial to say, but I rate them. They're always bigger than PSG in my opinion.
Yeah, until PSG win that Champions League.
Yeah, so Dortmund needs a big manager.
Yep.
See, I don't even think a manager change will be enough. I think they need to change. I think they need to change the attitude of the team. They got to stop being a selling team. They got to keep their best players. Like it's not just change the manager and just everything will magically fix. So one last thing before we head off, real quick. Ancelotti, what's your opinion about him? Because I know he's been very controversial. I know a lot of Madrid fans hate him. A lot of Madrid fans like him. Like, what's your thoughts, man?
He's not as good as Zidane, but the thing is that for this club, like it's very difficult, like to find a manager like who was as good as Zidane. I'm gonna touch on Zidane a little bit. Like the thing is that Ancelotti and Zidane, like even though the thing is Zidane learned under Ancelotti, Zidane was the assistant manager like in that 14 season when we won the Champions League. And he incorporated a lot of the man management tactics of Ancelotti in his stint during the three-peat. However, the thing is that like they've grown very opposite. Zidane likes to have a much more intensity in the midfield Our midfield, like I said, looks better under Zidane. Our defense looks a lot better because, like, the thing is that modern football requires a lot of tactics, and Zidane's tactics when it comes to defending, pressing, controlling the game, they're at this point much better than Carlo's. The one thing that Carlo actually has over Zidane is that he's better at attack. Like Zidane needs like ready set attackers. So the thing is that the irony for me is that like that's the whole reason like I didn't think Zidane was the right guy for the job for this Madrid team. For this current Madrid team, Zidane wasn't the right guy for the job. He did a phenomenal job in 1920 and 2021. But the thing is, like, you can see Vinicius like was declining under Zidane. Like he did not know how to handle this guy. He oftentimes favored Hazard in games when Vinicius should have played, especially in the Champions League. Rodrigo wasn't really improving. Like Zidane really struggled to integrate Rodrigo and Vinicius into 111. Oftentimes, like one of them would play with Hazard. That was very frustrating. But the thing is, Carlo, like he knows how to give the attackers freedom, so he can fit all these attackers in, and he's like better at coaching them, better at improving them, with his like very like free flowing, fluid attacking football tactics. So our attack has improved a lot, but our midfield and defense, like it's taken a huge hit from when Zidane left. So it's a give and take for me. I think the problem for me is like the reason I'm Carlo out is because like once we add Mbappe to this team, Mbappe knows what he's doing. Mbappe is an established attacker. Like Zidane would be the ideal guy for the job because Zidane would then implement that midfield, implement that defense we saw in the 3-peat era. Mbappe, Benzema, they already know what they're doing. So like he doesn't need to coach them. They know each other very well. So they can do what they want to do up front, like the way him and Cristiano used to do. The midfield would be way more solid than it is now, and the defense would be way more solid than it is now. I mean, like the thing is that I've never seen Madrid struggle this much just defending crosses and corners. Like it's just this is very new for me as a Madrid fan. So like next season, I would love to have Zidane, but Carlo, like it just looks that we're gonna have him. And if we want to keep being successful in Europe under Carlo, we're doing the right thing, which is just getting good players. We're going for Tchouameni, we're going for Rudiger. So the best way to counter Carlo's lack of defensive nuances from the 2000s, because he's coaching teams like he used to do back in the day when football has changed a lot tactically. The only way to overcome these things is to just get stacked in every position the way we were in 2014 and won that Champions League.
Yeah.
Like that's the only like way you throw Rudiger in, integrate Vinicius, Tobias. Brazil have not produced a good right back in a long time. It's time like a new Brazilian right back came up to take the throne from Alves. Integrate Mbappe and just like be stronger than everybody else. That's the only way we can look good under Carlo. Otherwise, we're just going to be shithousing a lot of games like how we did the City first leg, the Chelsea second leg, and the 2 legs against PSG.
Yeah, so yeah, because I do feel as though I do agree with you in the point that it does feel as though that Ancelotti, he's got the Real Madrid attack really solidified because under Zidane, the Real Madrid attack kind of because I remember last season you guys never really like scored many goals. Like I remember like the max you scored was like 3, I think, or like all the games you guys have won was like 1 goal margin, maybe 2 goals. Yeah. Rarely I see 3 or 4. Like I rarely. And now this season, all of a sudden you guys are 3 or 4 goals is becoming more of a theme. And I will say defensively, you guys have been more open. You guys have conceded a lot more goals than probably you expect in the midfield. It's been really interesting there. And I feel like Zidane, Ronaldo really helped Zidane. I feel like Ronaldo was really, really a huge player. And I feel like if Ronaldo didn't play, I don't know if you guys. It's very different, man. It's very different. I would say.
Not with Zidane. No, Zidane needs like established attackers. If it's Hazard up there with Benzema in that 3-peat, like I don't think we're winning any of those champions.
Yeah, and also here's another thing. I also feel that Ancelotti. I think one thing that I also know is that Ancelotti likes to use more younger players. He likes to give younger players a chance than Zidane.
Mm-hmm. Younger attackers in particular.
Yeah, younger attackers in particular. So because like I said. I mean, if Zidane was a coach this season, who knows? I don't think Vinicius would be this.
No way.
Yeah, and Camavinga, he probably wouldn't be given this many opportunities.
Yeah. Camavinga might because he's French, so Zidane might like he had his players. Like he had Fede, he liked Fede a lot, so he gave Fede a chance. He gave Asensio a lot of chances. So I think Camavinga would have been one of those players he would have given chances. But another one aside from Vinicius that I don't think would have gotten a lot of chances under Zidane compared to now is Rodrigo. Who's the hero of today's game. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Rodrigo is kind of underrated. I don't think many people rate him and it's gonna be interesting because when do you have Mbappe coming in? One of those front 3 is going out. Because I don't think you're going to change formation. I don't think you will.
No, I think 4-3-3 is the way to go. I think every top team in Europe now, and especially for the Bayern fans listening, I know you guys like Thomas Muller a lot. 4-3-3 is the way to go. You need to pack that midfield with midfielders who can like run, pass well, be press resistant, defend. So like because the midfield battle is huge and the flank battle is huge. You need a world-class back four to win the Champions League, and you need like a very powerful, like energetic midfield to win the Champions League. Otherwise, you're not going to win the Champions League. No.
Yeah. So definitely, like I said, there's that. So we've been here for around 90 minutes. I think I'll be heading off in a couple of minutes. So yeah, thank you for coming on, Vaz. It was a great honor for you to come on, and obviously, it's nice. It's good to see your team in the final. Obviously, as a rival fan, obviously I don't like it, but I also kind of do like it because I don't want. I personally, man, I didn't want an English final, man, an all English final. Man, oh man, that's I don't care if it's Man City, Liverpool. Like it just wouldn't be the same, man. It just I'm tired of the EPL dominance personally. So. Yeah.
And the thing is that if it was Man City Liverpool, 100%, this is at least going to be better than last season's final or the 2019 final. That's the irony.
Yeah, I would agree, but you just never know because I feel like, see, here's the thing, right? See, in a final, things are more close. Things are more close, and so I feel both teams will be very cautious and conservative because, see, I know people say, "Oh, the league games are exciting," because the league games is different to a final. Like, a final and league games is completely different. So for me, a Man City Liverpool would be exciting if it was like a semi or quarters or round of 16. But a final, I'm just not sure because I feel like both teams will. I feel like they're just going to be conservative. I just feel,
Yeah, it would have been like tight. Last season's final didn't feel like a final. It felt more like an FA Cup semi. Honestly, it had that feel of an FA Cup semi. It didn't feel like.
Honestly, I agree, and and like I said, I feel like as I said, when two teams play against each other, that they already know it's easy. It's easy for them to have it's easy for them to know the tactics, and that's why Man City and Chelsea, that's why Chelsea did their plan because they know they played Man City so many times that season, so they know them. Whereas Liverpool, Real Madrid, they don't really know each other like that. I know they played a bit, but quite recently, but they don't really play as often. That's what I'm trying to say. Outside the Champions, they don't really play at all, So. So yeah,
I completely agree.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see what happens, and of course, it'll be interesting there. So, yeah, man, and also congrats on winning La Liga. That also happened last weekend.
Yeah, thanks. It was kind of decided a long time ago, but the thing is that I think people need to give Xavi a little less shtick because the thing is that if you actually look at the points, the thing is people criticize Xavi because Barca were 12 points behind back when Koeman left, and they're still 12 points behind, but. Actually, that's a very good thing on Xavi because, the fact that the gap has been kept to 12 points, it means that he's actually been keeping up with Madrid from the time he started till now, and that's
you also make a good point because, and I also feel that there's I see some people comparing look, Zidane came in his first season, won a Champions League. Xavi came in, what stupid are they not are you guys serious? Look at the squads that both teams had. This Barca team is one of the worst. This is one of the worst teams they've had in a while, probably.
Xavi's been immense. Xavi's been phenomenal, and he's overachieved a lot. It is what it is.
Yeah, definitely. I really hope next season we have a great La Liga race because
race.
Yeah, man. Because I feel like we haven't really had one where teams compete from start to finish. I know last season we had, but it was never really.
It was a sprint at the end. It was just a sprint at the end, basically.
And it was more of Atletico messing up.
Yeah, exactly. They should have won it clearly, but they just dropped off. So. And I'm more of a purist. I like to see Atletico in there, but I like to see a title race where it's really Madrid, Barca are playing very well, right from the get go, like you said.
Yeah, and so next season I think we could definitely have because Barca's looking they're strengthening, but my issue with Barca, man, is that my biggest issue is that I don't really feel they have the mentality. So they don't have the mentality as Madrid do. You guys have way better mentality than us. I mean,
in Europe, yes, that's what I was hinting at. But the thing is, the thing with Barca is there's only 2 games where they'll go completely insane. And I think Alba said this before. He said when we play Real Madrid in the Clásico, it's like a Champions League final. So the thing is and Juventus made this mistake too, and a lot of Chelsea fans made this mistake, City fans made this mistake. where after we lost the Clasico 4-0, they're like, oh, this is easy. You know, it's like they're not that good. And Juve fans did the same thing in 2017 because you beat us in that 3-2 Clasico, great game, where it's like, oh, these guys aren't really good. It's like, no, you don't realize how much Barca care and how well Barca play, how well they press, how well some of these seemingly average players like Sergio Roberto turn up and like show up against Real Madrid.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah,
it's just Clasico Barcelona is Clasico Barcelona might be the best team in the world. But the thing is that Clasico Barcelona doesn't show up in all these games. That's the issue.
Yeah, I know. That's very true indeed. So let me look through some of the comments. So Kubo, when he's oh, I love this comment. Ancelotti smoking his breakfast. Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
Ancelotti's eyebrows are better than Zidane too.
I feel like Mbappe could be a setback for Real, like Rodrigo. Ooh, that's interesting. That actually, that I actually don't find that to be. Well, it depends where Mbappe plays. Like, I feel like if he plays as a right winger, I wouldn't be surprised because I don't think he can play as a right winger.
Yeah, I think like the thing is that I think in the end, Vinicius, as good as he's been, might have to be the guy to be sacrificed because Rodrigo knows how to navigate the flank, and Rodrigo's so crucial on that right hand side. Like I feel like Mbappe is just way more influential on the left, and he's got a deadly near post finish. Like the thing is, I know like City, like let's say City got Haaland and Madrid get Mbappe, and like they played that first like 4-3 over again. I feel like it would have been a higher scoring game, and I think we would outgun them. Even if they had Haaland, I think we would have outgunned them with Mbappe because that's how much of a menace he is. This guy is an absolute menace. Future Ballon d'Or winner for sure. So like, Vinicius, I'm sorry, bro. You're gonna have to be that guy unless you can somehow just turn into a very good provider from the right wing.
Yeah,
I think Rodrigo's better at. Yeah.
And obviously, you can't bench Benzema. Obviously,
no.
You know, and obviously, I don't think Mbappe wants to play on the bench. So we'll have to wait and see. 2004 UCL final. 2004. What was that? Wait, which
Porto won that? Was Monaco the other finalist? Who was the other finalist in 2004?
Oh, I see what happened. Yeah, I think we were talking about. Remember how we were talking about the Marseille? They won the Champions League. I think it's that.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's a Monaco Porto. Sorry, Porto won that Champions League. Sorry.
Yeah, Porto won. Marseille won in 1993.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, way back in the day. That's why a lot of people don't realize that they have the pedigree of European competition.
Yeah, Zidane tried to turn Vinicius into Ronaldo.
Yeah, it's not going to work. Like, he can't coach attackers. He needs ready set attackers, which is why it's really bogus to compare Xavi to Zidane.
Yeah, Rodrigo should leave Real. I thought in the summer he would, but he didn't. No, I don't think he should.
He actually has a future. He can oust Vinicius from the 11, actually.
Yeah, now Man City versus Liverpool, both will park the bus. English teams are always careful, but not the English. Everybody's like, yeah, that's also another thing. Like, I feel like as I say, I feel like English teams are very conservative. I feel like just in general, like they're going to be conservative, and that's why I know on paper it would look better. But just seeing the game, I just feel it wouldn't be that exciting, man. I just feel as though, but obviously we don't know it to this day. But I'm just saying is that I feel like it'll be very conservative. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So, Atletico ain't switching with Simeone. Another Stoke. Do you mean like another Stoke City?
I mean, attackingly, yeah. Because like he played a 5-5-0 formation against Man City, so I don't know, man.
Eden Hazard leaving, yeah. Is he gonna leave?
Yeah, good riddance, man.
Yeah, he should leave, man. He should leave. Either Vinicius or Rodrigo sacrificed. Yeah, that's probably likely.
Yeah, initially it's gonna be Vinicius, but initially Vinicius is gonna start, but in the end, I think Rodrigo will get the start. Actually.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, anyways, I think it's been a good stream here. We've been here for a while now, and I gotta take some break. It's been a good. And congrats, as I said, man. And we'll have to wait and see. And let's see how everything pans out. And we'll see because we got some big games this weekend. I think we got the Madrid derby, which will be really interesting. And then we got Barca Betis. Actually, I'm not sure if that's a big game, but I guess we'll count it.
Mm-hmm.
And so and then obviously we have.
Who are you playing? Betis?
Yeah, we're playing Betis.
That's tough, man. That's tough.
Oh yeah, and also it's away as well.
Yeah, that's we won away. I think Barca should get at least a draw there. Yeah, but it depends on what mood your attacker's in. If your attackers are in a good mood, you can probably win by like 1 or 2 goals at least.
Yeah, I always feel that it always feels like whenever we play Betis, it's always a high scoring game. It usually is. So,
I can see a 5-2, honestly.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. And then Madrid derby will be interesting to see what happens there. Atletico, man, you guys can't lose, man.
I mean, I can see a draw to it, but I don't think we're winning. I don't think we're winning that game.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I think a draw is a fair pick. I'm also probably gonna lean with a draw.
Yeah, 0-0. Honestly, dude, just pure shithousery, terrorism, whatever. Like, take your pick, dude. Like, I mean, like,
Yeah, it's at the Wanda too, man. It's at the Wanda.
it's gonna be ugly.
Yeah, so we'll see if the guard of honor is gonna be given because I heard.
No, they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do that. I just hope they don't do us like how Man City did Liverpool, like in 2020 when Liverpool won the league and they just like blitzed them 4-0. I mean, like, I just don't do that, please. Have mercy, dude. We played 120 minutes.
Oh yeah, that'd be like so like that just be like so sad, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
like it would just be like that way. So yeah, anyways, I gotta head off. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, it's a great pleasure. And so, as I said, make sure you guys comment down below if you're watching the replay. Like this video if you did enjoy. Or guys, tomorrow will be live here again for the Europa League and Conference League. Subscribe if you're not here. Comment down below your thoughts, and I'll see you all later. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.